it's a wet day out here. As you can see, not the kind of weather I would personally want to be in. But then again, considering the motorcycle that we have with us today, it's the perfect weather. What we have with us here today is the Honda Africa Twin. Now, ever since this motorcycle was shown at the Auto Expo in February last year, there's been a lot of buzz around it. After all, the adventure market is growing in India, there are few players in it, and now Honda's in it with a competitive motorcycle. We are out here in the off-road environment. Well, it's time to find out how good does this machine fare when it comes to a proper adventure motorcycle. Now let's start off with the design of the Africa Twin first. Well, on first glance, it does look like a proper adventure motorcycle. However, if you compare it to the other players in the market, say if you compare it to the Triumph Tiger, this one's got a little more subtle styling. It doesn't really have those sharp curves, those beaky front, but then again, it's a proper Honda design. It's subtle, but it looks clean. Now, in line with the proper adventure motorcycles theme, the Africa Twin gets 21-inch wheels up front with steel spokes. It also gets the slim tire. Now, this wheel size and the slim tires help a lot when you're going off-road. They help you stay grounded, they help you maneuver through sand and slush, and that is what you actually want in a proper off-road motorcycle. Now, at the heart of the Africa Twin is a 1000cc twin-cylinder engine. Now, this engine develops about 87 horsepower and 91 Newton meters of torque. Now, for India, in order to meet the emission norms, the power is a little less than what you get in Europe, which is 94 horsepower. But then again, the torque band is good. You get the torque right from the low end, and that really makes the motorcycle lively and fun to ride. The engine is quite smooth, and even at about 7000 RPM, there is no unwanted vibration from the motor. That is a typical Honda thing that you would expect from the motorcycle, and it delivers. Now, one of the key highlights of the Africa Twin is the dual clutch transmission that it comes with. Now, getting used to an automatic transmission on a motorcycle can take some time. I needed about initially 5 to 10 minutes to get used to it, but then again, once you get used to it, it's a breeze to use. Now, combine this dual clutch transmission with a rich electronics package, and what you get is a wide array of riding options that you can choose from. As much as 80 riding options is what the Honda Africa Twin offers. Now, this all may seem a little complicated. It might seem that maybe the motorcycle is a lot complicated to ride, but that's not the case. For just 5 to 10 minutes, you're used to it, and after that, it's a brilliant machine to ride and go off-road or even on the road. Now, other bits that make it a proper adventure motorcycle include this fairing up front. It helps reduce the wind blast when you're going on high speeds. Apart from that, you've also got an underbody shield. This again comes in handy when you're going over tall obstacles, and you've got these spoked wheels. So if you combine all of this and you put on a good rider on the Africa Twin, what you get is a very capable recipe for going off-road. Now, since we've been telling you so much about the off-roading capability of the Honda Africa Twin, you must be wondering, well, is it any good to ride on the road? The answer to that is a certain yes. On the highway at high speeds, it's stable. Around corners, again, it's decent. Well, you cannot expect it to go down into corners like a sports bike. It's not meant for that purpose. We've been riding this today on wet roads, and we have been able to corner hard on it, and the motorcycle stays really stable through the corners. The grip from the Dunlop tires is again impressive. The suspension feels a little soft around corners when you go in really hard, but then again, you can excuse that. It's an adventure motorcycle, so it cannot come with a stiff suspension setup. Now, we told you that the Honda Africa Twin comes with a rich electronics package. Now, what does that include? Well, it does come with standard ABS. The good thing is, it's a switchable ABS, so you can switch the ABS off for the rear wheel when you're going off-road. Apart from that, it comes with traction control. Now, traction control again is standard with 3 modes. It comes in 3 levels. This again can be changed. You can reduce the level or completely turn off the traction control. Apart from that, you can also choose between the riding modes, which include D, which is the standard driving mode, and Sports. If you want to go a little fast, you just need to switch to S, and once you go into Sports mode, then you can again choose between 3 modes within the Sports mode, which are S1, S2, S3. S1 being the gentler, S3 being the most aggressive. Now, one of the key problems with a lot of adventure motorcycles is the seat height. For people in India, especially us with shorter heights, it becomes a pain because you cannot get your feet planted on the ground, and that doesn't really work well when it comes to having confidence in the machine. Well, the Africa Twin comes with an adjustable seat height. While the standard seat height is 840 millimeters, you can reduce it to 820 millimeters, which means even shorter riders can use the motorcycle comfortably. Now that brings us to the conclusion of this review. So how capable is the Africa Twin? Well, it's a very capable adventure tourer. You can go touring on it. It's very good on the highways. It's good to maneuver in the traffic. Out here in this environment, well, this is where the Africa Twin really shines. All of the kit that it comes with, everything, the engine, the gearbox, the chassis, everything, the electronics package, all of them come together and work in a unified manner, and that really gives the rider a lot of confidence to push that bit of extra. So overall, as a package, the Africa Twin is very well put together. At a price of rupees 13.67 lakhs ex showroom pan India, this motorcycle offers great value for money. Also, it's assembled in India, and that's the reason why it's priced so competitively. At this price, what you get is a dual clutch transmission, which you cannot get with any other adventure motorcycle right now on sale in India. You get a complete package which helps you push a little more on off-road, be it on-road. It's got everything that it needs to take on the likes of the Triumph Tiger, and that is serious competition. But then again, the Africa Twin 2 is seriously equipped.